Hello everybody, welcome to this week's episode where we are looking at the sixes in the tarot. Now, sixes are all about reaching positive milestones. If you want to know more, you can sign up to my tarot course, the e-course, where you will get to know every single card. You'll have a free download, you'll have a download included in it, you'll have a journal included in it, and files on every single card. Plus, you'll get access to the monthly tarot group on Facebook where we do live Q&As and where you can ask me any questions. So if you want to go deeper and learn about your tarot, do sign up. Plus, if you're interested in, perhaps you've done a bit of tarot or readings and now you're ready to go out but you're a bit nervous, I have a monthly setup this month for practice readings in Cosham for anybody who's had some experience in learning but they want to take it forward. So if you want to have a practice evening, just contact me. So let's get back to the sixes. Reaching positive milestones, 3, 6, 9s, they're all a stage of getting somewhere. We go from the ace to the 2 to 3, we get somewhere. From a 3, we see if we want to take it forward. So we go from the 3, the 4, 5, and then a 6 is like another little break. So when we come into the sixes, it's also a sense for me of feeling like we go up and then we get to 5 and then we're like back down to 10. So the uphill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 can sometimes feel a little bit, when we get to a 5, a little bit of a struggle. But as we come to 6, we're starting to turn that corner now and starting to come down to reach the end goal. So sixes for me quite often indicate some kind of transition, some kind of movement, and where we're moving on into something a bit easier now. So let's have a look at the 6 of Cups. Now the 6 of Cups are to do with your emotions, psychic, spiritual, but also your heart and your love area. The 6 of Cups is actually called the Blast from a Past card. Now this card, it's all about shining light on darker times. In the card, you can see that there are 6 cups. They've all got flowers in them, which is a symbol of hope and new beginnings. And we've got these two people where one person seems to be offering them the cup, an offer of perhaps an offering itself, an apology, or something where there's a connection of the heart on offer. And this other person seems to be accepting that. So you could argue that that's part of the message. Some people see this as a child, this is an adult, so we bring in some child energy here as well. Perhaps something connected to the past in childhood, whether it's trauma or where we're healing from that. It is called the Blast from a Past, so quite often for me this card will come up when somebody is going to have a connection to somebody that they've already had that connection with. That could be on a romantic level or even within a job or even a childhood connection there. The astrology of the sun in Scorpio highlights the fact that this card is about healing, that there's offers around to help with trauma, help with past situations, and to bring light into darker days for recovery. So the 6 of Cups is like emotionally now we're starting to move forward into a period of healing, into a period of recovery, and into a more playful energy where we can start to be a bit more creative and have less stresses around us. The 6 of Wands is a celebrational card. It's called Victory and Success, I think this is called. So we have here him coming on a horse, coming home with victory. He's got his wreath there and his laurel wreath, and he's like victorious. He's coming home with the results. And in the picture we've got all these people around that are like, yeah, hey, well done, mate. So they're celebrating his victory, and he has every right to look pleased as punch, to look proud. In astrology we have Jupiter in Leo. Jupiter is the planet of expansion. Leo is like, hello, look at me, I'm loud, I'm proud. I'm not necessarily loud, but I'm proud and I'm fabulous. So Jupiter in Leo is like, I need to expand that fabulousness and I need to tell everybody, I need to share how amazing I am. And so you should when you get the 6 of Wands. You can literally spread your sparkle because you've reached a destination where there's victory and success, and it's talking about enjoying that glory, be in that moment. Before we get back on the horse and start going up or down the hill again, let's bask in this glory of celebration and victory and share it around. So 6 of Wands is we've come away from a situation victorious. We're now on our way back to being very comfortable or winning something. But as a 6, it's not a 10, so we're not out the woods, or we might not have had the final picking, but we're definitely away. Six of Pentacles bring that energy into money, finances and values, possessions. Now, in this particular image, we've got helping hands, we've got generous offers. Now, are you the person who's receiving this generous offer? Or are you the person that's given the generous offer? That's down to you to figure out when you're doing the reading with your intuition and perhaps whoever else is around or what other cards are around. But in the card of the people, we've got one who's like hands out begging, he's got a hat on, and he's got the colours of action. Then we have a more submissive person who has no hat. Now, what that can indicate is that this guy's ready to work. He's ready to help. He wants some money to help him, but he's ready to do something with it. He's helping himself. Whereas this guy, he's like, I'm just going to be here. I'm just going to take it, possibly. So in this particular instance, it could be that you're handing out money to just one source, maybe the person who tries the most, or maybe you are the person who's just going to give it out to everybody, regardless to how much effort they put in. But perhaps you are the person in one of these. How much have you done to help yourself? Or are you just begging and taking? So it's all about a balance with this card. We've got the scales to remind us of that, a balance. And the giving and taking, the generous offers, the charity, the voluntary work that comes in with this, it all brings about a fair energy, a balanced energy of equality. What we give out, we get back. Now, I have had this card several times when people have gone through divorces and with there's children in the mix or properties in the mix. And it's about getting that balance. What's fair? What's the right thing to do? Here. So I always see this card as a financial recovery, a bonus or something financially that's going to be able to help someone somewhere within a situation, or practically, if it's not finances, it could be practically where a situation is handled fairly balanced. But it does have that edge of you having to work hard as well, not just be there as a taker. Okay, so practically bringing balance and overcoming situations by having the help or resources from another or some other. And then the Six of Swords. Now, mental is the swords, our mind, our thinking. Now, in this card, there is definitely a transition. So she's being helped with perhaps her child by somebody, whether she knows them or not, but she's being steered out of some trouble. She doesn't know where she's going, and we can see that because we've got the swords in front. So as a six, we're moving away from trouble, mentally trouble, but we still might not know where we're going. So we've got to trust the process. We've got to trust the helping hands from above or all around us, or perhaps even ask for some help to get us from one stage to another. This, for me, is a transition card, so it can be that somebody is already going through that transition of one stage to another. Moving, travel. It would not normally indicate a holiday to me because they don't really look like they're enjoying a holiday trip, do they? They look like they're just getting out of somewhere that might have been a bit painful. Particularly as we've got the swords there, it's like this mental block is around them. But we can see we've got choppy waters on one side and we've got calm waters on another. And that indicates that's where we're moving. We're leaving the choppy waters behind. We're leaving the troubles and we're moving into calmer waters. So we've got to trust that as a six, we're coming back down the slope. We're not going to an uphill struggle anymore. We're starting to come down and move into a much more easier situation, or a much more calmer situation, if nothing else. So trust the process is the Six of Swords as we move into calmer waters there. So there, excuse me, there you have it, the six of the tarot cards from this week's session. In a nutshell, movement, reaching positive milestones, getting over things, finding that we're feeling a little bit more on the road to recovery one way or another.